Good morning, Animation One. This is Tuesday, April the 7th, and I hope everything's going really well. So there's a lot of things I wanted to go over today, and I'm gonna go through as quickly as possible. I'm gonna try to make it under 10 minutes, so that way you guys have plenty of time today to do your video. So first thing, you guys uploaded some videos this last week before or so, and just to test out the assignments tab, and I wanted to go over some of the ones that I thought were the most funny. This one, I don't know. I don't know if it's like funny or disturbing. I feel like it's like a puzzle you're supposed to solve, and I just can't figure it out. So I don't know. I maybe spent 20 minutes just sitting here staring at it. So Eve, great job. You ruined 20 minutes of my day. Good. But then I saw this one, and I literally laughed out loud, which I never laugh out loud like that, but I did. And I don't know, something about that image and what it says. I love it. But then I think Marcos had the one that tickled the funny bone the most. Maybe because it's just so topical, but I thought it was really, really cool. So, and I think he actually even made it himself, which is really cool. All right. Good job, everybody. Two, the animations from last week. I got like a lot of really good thoughts on these in your guys' review and reflect forum. So for the musical one, Sensology, which I thought was interesting, the biggest two things I got from many, many, many people were that it was pretentious, which I thought was interesting. I guess I didn't view it as pretentious, but it's cool. I mean, like many, many people actually use that exact same word, which I thought was fun. And then you guys kind of the three different parts of it, handheld, hot coals. You guys were kind of all over the place on which one you guys thought was the animation was best utilized. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool. And then for the Apple, I got feedback of they thought it meant the rise and fall of societies, anything from birth, consumption, and destruction, a Dr. Seuss allegory of some sort, the journey of life, religion, and then my favorite one was few people thought it literally was nothing. It meant nothing. It just was a stream of subconscious nonsense, which I thought was, I guess that's a kind of a cool interpretation of it as well. So cool. I hope you guys liked them. I'm going to try to throw in here. We're not going to watch any videos today because I'm going to have you guys create your own video. But I'm going to try to throw in some more like unorthodox animations going forward like these. I think they're kind of cool. So Destination Disquiet. I thought you guys got some pretty good feedback from it. Mostly, almost everybody was positive about it. So I'm very excited to see what that sound design looks like, which we're going to have people start working on here real soon. And then one of the big things is that they still felt like a lot of people thought that it needed more editing. And there's a few frames that they wish were different. And, I don't know, I think it's a good lesson that you can literally edit something forever, You can just keep going and going. And at some point, you got to realize when is it time to just stop. And I think that is a very valuable lesson in creating any type of art. So I think that this is our stopping point. I think it's finished, minus the sound design and title card and credits. And then we're going to start entering into shows next year. And I think that you guys are going to win lots of stuff. So I'm really excited about that. Okay, few things. Grades. If you guys noticed, grades are in. I put in and a couple things I need you to do. For the time being, there's going to be no late grades, so you just need to get things in. So if you didn't fill out a form, a review and reflect form from previous days, go ahead and do it now. The questions are always going to be there. Go and answer them, and then I'll give you credit. The no late grade thing will eventually end. And I can tell you probably when it will end. And it will be when I get tired of having to grade things twice. So if you guys are out there and you're thinking, oh, well, I can just do all the review and reflect forms on Friday or over the weekend, I'll just do them all, or I'll just do this. And I'm kind of like picking and choosing when I work and when I don't want to work. That doesn't really work, mostly because I have to go in and grade. And then whenever you feel like doing the work, you email me and kind of go, oh, okay, now I'm ready for you to grade that. And if everyone does that, you're literally killing 1-2 days of my week just regrading and grading and regrading and regrading. And that'll drive me crazy. And so then I'll just start saying, okay, big late grades. So log in the day of the class, get the work done that day, submit your review and reflect form, and then you don't need to worry about it, right? Also, I put in very detailed feedback in Portal. So if you go to Portal and there's a 0 there, right on that assignment, it'll tell you exactly what it is that you didn't do. If it's a 0, it's probably because you didn't do anything. If you didn't complete a review and reflect form, you most likely would get a 0. If you didn't answer all of the questions on the review and the reflect form, because on several of the review and reflect forms, and I'm actually going to let's open up one of your guys' classes. If you go to the questions on the review and reflect form, you'll see that there are several questions typically to answer. And if you only answer one of them, then you'll get half credit for that review and reflect form today. So today there's only one question to answer. So if you answer it, full credit. But if not, make sure to read the feedback on the portal. I think that's it. So once you guys do these things, hey, I turned this in late, Panetta, I'm so sorry. Terrible me. I didn't do it. Here it is. I got it. Email me directly. What I do not want you to do is create a feed on our post board about your grade. That's kind of a personal thing between you and I. So email me directly. Do not make a post on our post board. Okay? All right. Teams. There is still confusion on how teams work from people who email me directly and say, hey, I'm not even really certain what I'm supposed to do. And typically what that means is that you're not watching these videos. These videos of this handsome guy talking to you for short periods of time. All the information that you need to know are in these videos. So if you email me and say, hey, I'm confused by this and this and this, you're just telling me, hey, Panetta, I'm not watching your 3-minute video because you're not worth the 3 minutes of my time. Please watch the videos. But because I'm a cool guy, I'm going to walk you through Teams real quick in less than a minute. What you need to do every day is log in to our Teams. I'm currently on period 6's Teams. You need to look for the most recent video. Also, look for most recent posts because they'll probably pertain to you in some way, or they may help you out. Watch the video. As soon as you're done watching the video, go to Class Notebook. When you open up Class Notebook, the first thing that you're going to see is this welcome page. And I typed on this welcome page exactly what you're supposed to do. So if you emailed me, which I'm going to call Phoebe up, and say, hey, I don't know where I go to do the review and reflect form, that's because you didn't choose to read this. And it was right there in front of your face when you logged into Class Notebook. Okay, this tells you exactly what to do. Go to Content Library, go to Learning Target and Forms, and look at the learning target for the day. Go to the lesson content. Then go back to Learning Targets and Forms, scroll down for the day's question. Fill out the form and submit. This is how attendance is taken. That's what you do every day. So I'm going to go through that. From here, Learning Targets and Forms. The weekly learning target, it tells you exactly what it is we're doing that day. And this is just an overview. It tells you generally what it is we're doing today. Once you're done and you understand what we're doing today, you go to lesson content. And inside lesson content is going to be the nitty-gritty, the notes, links, videos, pictures, anything that you need to complete that assignment for the day. Once you've done the assignment and you're like, ha ha ha, I've got it done, you then go back to Learning Targets and Forms, go to the Review and Reflect form, and then you answer the question. The question is beneath the Review and Reflect form. They're all still there. So Tuesday, April 7th, here's our question for the day. You answer it within the form and submit. If there's multiple questions, like last Friday's had 3 questions, you don't need to send me 3 forms. Just put them all in the form in one submission, okay? That's it. That's how we use Teams. Okay. If you could not get Photoshop, Animate, or Premiere, here are your options that I could find. For Photoshop, GIMP is probably the best substitute. If you cannot get GIMP, Pixlr will work fine. I'm going to make these bigger so you can see. Oh, no. Pixlr, for Animate, Movely, Biteable, or Spirit.io. Spirit.io, you'll have to wait on because I had to get permissions to use that, and they're going to send me the link for everybody to be able to utilize it. But go ahead and check all 3 of them out. They're all cloud-based animation softwares of some sort. They will work for what we need to do. Some of them are a little clunky. You'll realize how good Animate is once you start using the more lesser animation softwares. Okay. And then Premiere, if we need to do video editing, Adobe Spark is the substitute for that. Okay. All right. Today, what we're doing today, you guys are. Oh, if you guys have any questions about these, send me an email or post something to the message board. This would be a good thing to post to the message board because it like affects everybody. If you say, hey, I got GIMP, it's awesome, you should definitely use it. If you don't have Photoshop, that's great to know. Or hey, don't use Biteable, it's terrible. Or whatever, just give some general thoughts. Today, what we're doing today is you guys are going to create a Flipgrid video pitching your concept for your television show. Introduction, okay? So two concepts that I got last week that I thought were really good for the intro for your animated show. Remember, one of these I want to make next year. So we're going to make a monthly show that we're going to put out there for everybody to see. We're going to have Brand U try to get us an audience online, and I'm very excited about this, having like our own monthly animated series for people to follow, right? So a group of kids at lunch time having conversations about class and complaining about their problems in a humorous, sarcastic way. I think this is great for the target audience of this students, like high school students. It's awesome. It's easy to animate because they're just sitting there having lunch. Remember that this is a monthly thing, and we're going to be creating one every month. And so it's got to be easy to animate, like I put on Friday's assignment. So I think that's actually a really good starting point. B, our second option. The show takes place in an indistinct high school. It stars a recurring cast of characters, 2 teachers, a guidance counselor, the vice principal, and sometimes the principal. The show revolves around them dealing with various troublemaking high school students. The theme of an episode can be entirely fabricated, or it can be topical, relating to the happenings in a school or the events that have made news. A completely different perspective. So this one is student-centric, and then this one is teacher and like kind of administration-centric. I think both of them have really good options. I think it's really, really cool. Okay, so now that you guys have thought about your show concept, you're going to pitch it. Okay. And to pitch it, we're going to use Flipgrid to do that. So you have a couple of options, which I wrote down in our lesson content here. You actually have 3 options for creating a Flipgrid. And I'll pull them up here in a second. If you notice here in our teams, we have a new link up here for our Flipgrid. So you can, and that would be this one right here, click on the Flipgrid tab at the top of this. You can also download it from your computer by just going to this URL. So you can use your computer to do it. Or you can get the free app on your phone and put in our code, which is right here. Okay. I'm going to go this method here because it's just easiest for me. Once you get to signing in, you need to log in with Microsoft, not Google. Microsoft. Okay. So it's logging me in, and I'm in Animation 1. And then here's our Animation Show 1 pitch, intro pitch, okay? Now what you're gonna do is scroll down here to this big plus sign, and you're going to create a new pitch of yourself delivering a pitch, okay? So what needs to be in a pitch? And I'm gonna go back to Class Notebook here in a second. So I hope that makes sense of how to get here, how to actually create a pitch. And this is like, when you click on this, it's going to literally create a video recording. So it'll use the webcam on your computer. If you don't have a webcam on your computer, you only use your phone, and you're going to record yourself talking into your phone, pitching your concept to the class. Now remember, we're only going to choose one of these ideas to make. So I don't know, I think that you should be excited knowing that we picked your idea, or wanting to see your idea come to fruition into a real show, and being able to say, that was my idea, that's my show. So be enthusiastic about it, which we'll go over in a second. So that's how you get to Flipgrid. Let me go back here real quick. All right. So what I want is a 1 to 2 minute pitch of your final project. What it must include is enthusiasm. Okay. Do not be kind of jerky about it and go like, this is me being really enthusiastic because I was asked to, don't do that. You need to be enthusiastic, and this is part of the project, is learning actually how to speak and actually how to sell a concept. You guys, and it's hard, and that's why we're working on it. So be positive, be encouraging, try to sell people on your idea. Why does it work? You cannot say your idea is bad. This is important. You would lose these points if you say this idea sucks, I didn't like it, or I didn't have enough time, or oh, I just woke up a minute ago, so I'm like, don't do that. Any of that stuff. Anything that would be considered negative is not allowed to be in your pitch. You must engage your audience, and that's really, really important. Okay. Don't go overboard with it. Don't make a joke out of it, but be enthusiastic. I need you to, in your pitch, to include what we're going to see during the introduction of your show. So think about all those commonalities of those 5 shows that I had you guys watch last week. A lot of you said, hey, they introduced all the main characters, kind of the scenario, and then the feel and the mood of the thing, whether it's an action or whether it's a comedy. So you're going to give us ideas of what it is that we'll be seeing in the intro. But I also want to know what the entire show is about. Again, you're not making the show this year. You're making the intro to the show. So, but then tell us what that show would be about. Sell us on the idea of that show. And then what I would like you to also include is a simple sketch of what the characters would look like. Minimum of 2. Your characters most definitely are going to have at least 2. Your shows will have at least 2 characters. And give me a sketch of what they're going to look like. So all 3 of those things, enthusiasm, the premise of the show, and what we're seeing in the intro, and then a sketch of the 2 characters need to be in your video. Okay? That's due today. All right, you're gonna do that today. And when I say simple sketch, I mean like literally, like on a notebook paper, and then you can just like take your phone and move from your face down to the phone or the paper to show what the sketch would be like, and then back to your face to finish your pitch. That's fine. Once we're done, before the next class, I need you to comment on peers' videos. So like I need you to go to Flipgrid. Once you go there, you're gonna see that big plus sign that we just saw, but you're gonna see all the other people in the class. And by the way, I included both Animation 1 classes. So there'll be about 60 people in there. And I want you to watch their videos, watch as many as you want, right? And then you're gonna give feedback to 3 of them, okay? That'll also be another grade for the day, is your feedback to 3. Make it good feedback. Constructive is fine. If you say, hey, I like it, but I feel like this doesn't work, that's great. Do not be vague. Do not say, oh, that idea is cool. That's not helpful, right? Be specific as you possibly can. What I would like is for everybody to get feedback. So if somebody already has 4 replies to their video, go somewhere else. Do a different video. Okay? Nobody should have any more than 4 replies. You watch as many as you want, but reply to 4. Okay? And you'll notice that once you go to Flipgrid, you'll have that big plus sign to make your own video. And then when you're watching a video, you'll have that that common messenger message icon for delivering feedback. So if you guys have any questions about that stuff, post some questions to the post board for our class. But that's pretty much it. So by the next class, I want to be able to talk about the feedback, and that's it. Are we good? I think we're good. If you have any questions, let me know. Have a great day.